12:15, Tuesday the 4th of October 16. I'm on the outskirts of Saltburn. I haven't seen an England Coast Path sign until now. Now on this board, which is the point where the Cleveland Way joins the east coast and travels down to Whitby, we do have a sign there, part of the England Coast Path, although it is not telling us which way to go. So I'm going to assume that it goes down there, past the side of the ship and along the seafront. Being a coast path, I think that is an obvious conclusion. I don't see why it should follow the Cleveland Way back inland. At the side of the ship inn, we can see in the middle distance the wonderful pier at Saltburn. And looking back, you can see where the England Coast Path will have come from before it gets into Saltburn, travelling north. So I'm going to walk along the promenade towards Redcar, and immediately in front you can see the descent from the town centre with the hairpin bends, swing round and down. There is even a bus coming down. There is an outflow here. The footpath this side of the road separates from the road as it travels over the river entering the sea. That's Saltburn, and there's the bus just descended from the town centre, the X4 on its way to Loftus, so over the bridge. We're getting quite close to the pier now. We leave the road, go through the car park and onto the promenade. Here we've got an explanatory board, Saltburn by the sea on the England Coast Path. Discover new and exciting places along the England Coast Path, one of the longest coastal walking routes in the world. Well complete, it will be a 2,795 mile long national trail. This will link up with some of England's other national trails, including the Cleveland Way. Here at Saltburn you can experience some of the drama, etc. So you are here, and we're following along to Marsk and Redcar. And pull over down onto the beach, promenade and a pier. And a noisy dog. The pier and the prom. You can have a lift to town here. The railway, similar to the one at Scarborough. And that is which I've always liked, straight along the way. Looking north, that's the way we're going to go. And the beginning of the Cleveland National Park. Okay then, the promenade, along here we go quite quickly. The promenade continues like this, having passed the entertainment section. We should soon be coming to the end of the promenade and going slightly inland. So we have an old sign here pointing up the steps to the centre of the town, but there's no sign of the ECP along there. So this is how the promenade ends, and I can see what looks like a new sign going up at the side of that footpath. So I think that's going to be the way. So we're leaving the sea just for a moment. We're not going up just there. we're going to be going up that path there. And there's the sign, Redcar 4 miles, this track. At this point we come to another sign. It's a good job it's here because we have to go up these steps. 16 steps so far, a flat bit, and then a few more. 33 more to be precise, and still there's more. Yet another group of steps. So another 35 steps and I think we're up to the top. I have a sign here telling us that we're on the right route, and we can look south over Saltburn on the cliffs, and there's our track, which comes back to the cliff edge here and turns the side of the fence. In the distance we can see Redcar, which is going to be our finishing point today. That's the way the path going. The path continuing at the side of this field. Not a straight one for some reason, it twists and turns. The well-trodden path doesn't reach this corner. It cuts off at 45 degrees. You can probably see it joining down there. Redcar nicely visible in the sun there. Just come out. It was raining a little bit earlier, but that's all gone away. And the path continues through the gorse with the sea. At this point it looks as if the ECP goes straight on, but I did spot on the stile over there some waymark signs, and on closer inspection it said that the ECP goes over the stile, turns right along the inside of the fence. I guess there's some erosion further on. So it's over this stile, turn right, avoiding the cows in the field. We're now in the field and 3 cows are looking interested. A view of the sea. We swing around to our path, which reaches the corner of the field here, and then goes round to where the cows are standing against the gates of the stile. And more cows have arrived at the gate now. Now I'm on the safer side of the fence. You can see the situation. Yes. So there's the stile I've just come over, and there's the track outside the field again. So I've left behind the gorse, the path wending its way outside the fields on a quite large grassy area. And once we get through this little area here, it opens up into another big grassy area. So another stile on the ECP. Looks as if these have been newly installed for this section prior to it opening. Here we meet a well-defined track that goes from Mosque down to the beach. And so that we don't go along it by mistake, we have a repeater sign coming up. We carry on straight ahead. There it is. If it's not too windy, you should be able to hear the sea. Seems to be a junction of tracks here, but we go straight on. We're really in the dunes up here now, quite high grasses. As we get towards the centre of the mosque, and these high dunes at the top of the cliffs. And in the middle of the dunes we have a repeater sign. We're still on the right path. This is looking a bit ominous. There's a heck of a lot of steps. Steps to go down first and then back up the other side. Or rather, it went round this. And here are the steps down. That's halfway down, 29 steps so far. And a second batch of steps, 31 in total, brings us to the bottom, the bridge, and then about as many steps to get back up the other side. So we're not going onto the beach, we're going across this bridge. "20 steps done so far. And here we are at the top, 48 steps up. There's the old path. It's in very good condition now. The sign doesn't refer to the ECP, but it's got to go along that way. So a nice wide gravelly track. I hope this is the right way. So that track got us round the churchyard onto this wide open green area. I haven't seen any signs, but I've got to go straight on. At the end of this piece there's a bit of a path, so I'll follow that. I have to keep as close to the edge as I can, but there's no signs. Over there, near the red bin, I can see a signpost, so I'm going to make my way towards that. The post probably hasn't come out now, but I'm right in line with the way it's pointing, so it's straight towards the road down there. This is the post. It looks like another drop down and up the other side situation. Down these steps first, and then to the left. And at the bottom, we need to turn here. So I'm going up the road and turn right. At the top they do have some public footpath signs, but it doesn't say ECP on them. But I'm going along this way nevertheless. So off that road there was this track. So rather than go round the road, I'll go down this track. It seems to follow the sand dunes nicely. It's a very good track now, it's stopped curving around, but it looks as if it veers to the left at the end. So it's veering left up over the dunes, and we do see a sign. I didn't see a sign that told us about this coming off the road anyway. There's a track along the top, and this one on the shore side of the top. It comes to an open area here. Still no signs anywhere. Perhaps they're on top. I'll go up and have a look. So clambering up there, I've found two tracks at the top, both of them leading to a car park. That's the view from south. There's a well-defined track coming up. Get into the outskirts of Redcar now. So at least there's an attempt to get people out of the cars. All these nice seats with a very clear sign just here, north and south. At the end of the car park we get back to the grassy area, and the track wending its way through that. Looks as if we have another down and up again. The main path does go down, though I think you can go round it. So going round, we cross this wide track which is going down to the beach, and that's the way we're going. So we've come back up and we're level with the road. And I've found a well-defined track here parallel to the road, which will get us to the end point for today, probably in about less than half an hour. The end of the dunes, we're eventually going to come to a concreted area, and it's the far end of that where I finished today. That path joins an even more well-defined track. The alternative was to go to the side of the road, but this is obviously the one I think, and down and up the other side. And here we are at the top of the other side. So it's another car parking area, the south end of Redcar. You can see some signposts telling us that we're on the right track. And here is that signpost. Straight on to the concrete section. And clearing the car park, there's another small area of dunes or the track at the top of the cliffs before we get to the concrete. Another stretch of beach here, not many people on it. Very nearly there now. Right on the outskirts of Redcar. Here we join the promenade, which would take us all the way to the north side of Redcar. But I need to go to the south side because I've done that other section already. So we're joining the final section of the route this afternoon. So we should finish at the end of this section. And looking back, I can see if we've gone pretty far, about 4 miles, possibly about halfway along now, with what used to be looked like a paddling pool area there, with the outflows out to sea there. So we're approaching the end of the walk for today, just 2 hours for the 4 miles or so from Saltburn. And here's the signpost. That was our start point when I was at Redcar before.